Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. My name is Shannon Morse, and I'm here with the lovely Amy Kelly, who is the founder and CEO of Miri.ai. And we're here today. If you guys haven't followed us in the past and you're very, very new to us, we, the Green Door Life, have recently partnered with Miri.ai to bring our coaching methodology to a fabulous AI learning platform. And we are so excited, and we've been working together. I don't know, it feels like it's all happening very fast and also very succinctly, which I love. But today, Amy and I are going to actually go through how to use Miri in real time. And Miri meaning the Miri.ai platform, but it's also called ShannonAI Coach. So I'm feeling very special these days. And so Amy, welcome, and super stoked to be here.
It's true. I feel like I've become Miri, so it's totally okay.
Okay, I feel like you kind of have as well. So
Thank you
you're
for
just going to
having
have a
me.
name
Happy to be
change.
here. Yeah, exactly. Happy to be here. Thank you so much, Shannon. We're stoked to work with you.
Yay. And so, Amy, do you want to share with the audience a little bit, like just the background of Shannon AI Coach right now and where it's at, and kind of just anything that you feel would be pertinent for listeners?
Sure. So we know how important coaching is for people. We also know that it is really hard to access amazing coaches like you, Shannon. You do an amazing job with the people who you work with. And also, there are so many people who could benefit from your help and from having you in their pocket 24/7. And with the advancement in technology, we can now create a product that is as close to you as possible so that many, many more people can have the benefit of having you in their pocket, beyond the folks who are in your cohort.
Mhm.
And we see this as a really helpful tool for experts. So, and I've heard from so many other people who are working with us today that it's impossible to help everybody. And yet, people who need help feel like it's really hard to access the right expert. And so this is a really helpful bridge and tool for experts to reach more people that they normally couldn't.
Absolutely. And to add even to that, what you're saying speaks to, I think, one of the bigger issues that we're dealing with here, which is what Miri.ai and the Shannon AI Coach like leg of it is really trying to solve, which is there's so much misleading information out there. And how do we actually make sure that we're getting the right kind of coaching or support for our experience, and also allowing it to learn us? I think that's the bigger thing right now that's so cool about this platform, is that it's learning as it goes with the integration, just like a coach and client relationship would learn and grow together. The same thing is occurring here, which I think is the biggest aspect of this. So the more that users are interfacing and asking questions, the more Shannon AI Coach starts to learn about what their likes are, their dislikes, what their goals are. And so it's just that piece is so important and key, because for me, I'll have clients coming in to work with us, and they've just been fed so much information that wasn't really accurate for them. And it's like, this really helps to solve that in a very cool way that is specific to the individual and what they're really looking to achieve. So I'm
Totally.
very excited about that part.
Yeah, us too. The personalization is amazing. And also, I think there's just so much noise, as you were alluding to. There's so much noise out there, and it's really hard to know what to do. And we have these devices and rings and watches that we're wearing, and we're getting data, but we don't really know what's best for ourselves. And this is really helpful as this aggregation tool, so we can really learn what to do. And when we need help in moments that are stressful for a lot of people, when we look at pictures of ourselves with our kids and we see, my arms look big, like that was a big one for me personally. Like, my arms look big. What do I do? And you feel kind of out of control, or you feel like lost. Having this product means that no one needs to feel that way ever again. You can take out Shannon AI and say, I'm really not feeling great. Look at my arms in these photos right now. Like you wouldn't even say to your partner or a friend. And it's non-judgmental and really always there for you. And then tells you like with very practical tips based on your plan, what the best course of action is.
Yeah, and I'm so surprised at how it responds as well, because it's a very empathetic reflection response. And every time I use it, I feel like it's getting better and better. And it really does have this beautiful cadence of dialogue now. And so, without further ado, should we kind of walk people through how to do the initial onboarding?
Sure. We're
Okay.
going to do it with the real me because I deal with this all the time. So we're definitely going to go through my onboarding, and I'm just going to be totally transparent about what's been working for me and what hasn't. You can see when you open it up, there's a video from you. I'm not going to play the video right now. It's a great one. So feel free to listen to it when you're on app.miri.ai. So the first question, profound transformation.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm ready.
And as you're going through some of this onboarding, these onboarding questions, I just want to kind of speak to why we're asking some of these things initially and why it's the conversation base that we're getting started with. Because what we've learned, especially in private coaching and in group coaching, is that there's a specific area that we'll need to know about individuals to really help them to reach their goals. And initially, our questions are pretty fundamental to understand the lowest hanging fruit for someone and how we can make quick action to support them. So we've integrated that kind of experience into the onboarding with ShannonAI Coach, with understanding their basic physical identifications, whether it's gender or height or weight, and then moving into what their goal is. And so all of these things are really sequentially, very intentionally placed there so that we can move an individual toward taking action towards their goals and supporting them towards that in the quickest possible time. Because of course, everyone right now just doesn't have a lot of time. It's our most precious commodity for most of us. So as Amy's going through this and just kind of speaking further into it. And as you can see her typing here, she's also sharing a little bit more detail, like how she feels about the whole experience, and then what ShannonAI Coach responds with.
I'm being honest. This is the real me.
So what I love about this is ShannonAI Coach really, I mean, this is like textbook coaching, which is so great. Just going through the reflection first and affirming and acknowledging what was said, and then moving into, okay, so what do we want to do next that will help you to reach the goal, to feel better in your body, or to improve your health, or to, find better recipes, or to have that support when you're dining out, or whatever that might be. And what I've found here as well as Amy's going through this is that it really, you'll see that in this onboarding section, it's this kind of conversational base where the structure is, okay, what's the next thing that we're looking to support you with? Oh, this is a good one. Actually, Amy, if you want to speak into what's happening now, that would probably be cool.
Okay, so what ShannonAI is doing for me is she's actually helping to train me now to help me start to understand more about micro and macro counting. She's asking me to put in my phone number right now because ShannonAI will actually text you to tell you about your diet and your exercise goals and to make sure that you're on track. So this is part of the onboarding process, and it's really helpful because she'll send me a reminder to make sure that I'm meeting my goals. So here, there's the dinner that I cooked for my kids and my husband last night, and she's training me to tell me what to look for, the calories, the carbs, the fat, the protein. How does it align with my goal? She's telling me that it's about half of my daily calorie intake, which I know is the issue. I'm eating too many calories at nighttime, and I'm not spending them throughout the day consistently, so my blood sugar can spike. And this is something that is definitely exactly what I need to work on. And it's helpful for me to think through what each different item, what it looks like, so that I can understand more what I could do differently. Like, for instance, looking at this, maybe next time I'll put the spaghetti bolognese just directly on the cooked cabbage and just cut the pasta. Um, and that would put me more in the ballpark range of what she's wanting me to do, which is around 400 calories instead, and to eat more throughout the day. What do you think about this?
Well, I think it's so awesome that you can first and foremost put in an example of like what you had for dinner last night, an approximate, and then see the macronutrient breakdown of that and be like, oh, whoops, that wasn't what I was intending to do. Like, obviously, I'm starting to get a better reflection of why that won't work out for me. And then what I love about this too is that if you move into asking for a macronutrient profile, and this is part of the onboarding, then as you're seeing this example dinner where it's saying, okay, we could cut this in half, you can actually say back to Miri, hey, okay, I love, the carbohydrate ratio, the protein, or excuse me, the fat ratio, but I'd love to get around 25 grams of protein at this meal. Can you share a recipe that would give me 25 grams of protein, 45 grams of carbohydrates, and maybe 10 grams of fat for a spaghetti bolognese, and see what it shows up?
How much do you want?
So we want totally. I would say, how about 45 grams of carbohydrates? How about 25 grams of protein? And how about 10 grams of fat? Let's see what happens. This is testing your typing skills.
I know it is. And I'm so excited to share with you guys what happens when you put a menu of a restaurant in here too.
Yes. See this. Oh,
telling me what to do differently. I didn't say bolognese. I just said any recipe that does it. So I
okay.
gave it a little bit more room in my question.
Yeah.
And it's telling me what to make instead to nail those micro and macros.
Yeah. And I'm just curious. What happens if you ask for the spaghetti bolognese? Because I believe that it can do it. Because I know how to make that kind of recipe. I have faith.
Oh, I agree. With 45 grams of carbs, 25 grams protein, and then 10 fat.
Yes. All right.
Let's see.
I
Testing live. Right, here we go.
Yep. Yeah. Lean ground turkey. That's the switch. Steamed broccoli, olive oil. I mean, I love it. I think that is an amazing aspect where it will give you, I think one of the things that most of us, and this is why the more you use ShannonAI Coach, the more you kind of start to get, hey, okay, so I can actually just like swap some things out and reach the goal that I'd like for the nutrition I'm getting, but also don't feel like I'm depriving myself of anything. And I think that is one of the very, very awesome things, because you don't have to search for a recipe. You don't have to search for any of that information. You can just go, hey, I want to make protein brownies work for me, and I want them to be high protein. Can you give me a recipe and what my day might look like for that?
It gives great recipes and it'll remember me. So now it'll remember that recipe and it'll tailor things according to my plan as well, which is awesome.
Yes.
I want to also, so it's telling me what I should do right now, like a plan. It's telling me that I should stick to 1,500 calories and that I can continue walking, yoga, to really focus on the macronutrients of the meals. Protein is key, and making adjustments. And I'm saying, yes, I am ready to look good in a bathing suit by the way this summer. Sounds great. So this is your enthusiasm is contagious. It feels very human.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's asking me, would I prefer to make a meal plan? And some people like to have meal plans. Otherwise, we can just use this information and figure it out on the go. I'm going to say on the go. It'd be helpful to see like one meal as a reference, but I'm not going to do a meal plan. But some people really like them. And we can actually create a shopping list so that
Mm-hmm.
you do meal plans, then you also get a shopping list too.
Right, absolutely, which is amazing. Like just having a shopping list like that quickly is amazing.
And the thing that I've seen that's really helpful, like I was, awake last night thinking about what I ate, and oh, look at this. Let's see, it's all ready. My plan. You can message Shannon AI at 10:30 p.m. and say, I had a cheat day and I don't feel good. Like, what do I do? Should I just skip breakfast tomorrow? And it'll say something that's more similar to Shannon, the real Shannon, which is, something like, no, let's make sure you get a walk in and eat some proteins. There's supplement information as well if you want that.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you like time to reach goal, all of these amazing kind of program details that you can access anytime,
Mm-hmm.
which is really helpful and keeps my goals in mind. There's help
Yes.
and support. And I know that we wanted to show one of the benefits, which is, I know people have trouble when they're about to walk into a bar and it's like, am I allowed to drink? Is there any alcohol that I can drink that's according to my diet? Or like, I'm about to go into a restaurant, what should I order? Or we've seen people use Shannon AI when they're cleaning up their snacks from their kids. Like, how bad is
Mhm.
that bowl of goldfish really if
Hmm.
there's leftover from my kids here? So there's a lot of different ways people use it in the moment.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to pretend like I'm going out to eat. Should we do it?
Yeah, let's do it. And then Amy, at some point, I would love to go back to the plan to just show people like that it's an ongoing learning database for that individual.
All right. So this is like a restaurant that I'm actually considering going to tonight
Mm-hmm.
called Pizzaiola. It's delicious.
Yay.
Let's see what Shannon tells me to order. What do you think, Shannon? Real
Yeah,
Shannon.
I'm just looking at it. So first and foremost, I love like we have kind of a checklist that we go through in our minds when we're going through like navigating a restaurant menu. And it's looking at where's my lean protein coming from, fibrous vegetables, and then do I need a complex carbohydrate at this meal? So in this case, we have the oven roasted chicken, which is like a super lean option. You can ask for extra veggies on the side instead of the bread to keep the carbs in check, which is totally something that I would say, which is pretty funny to read that. I'm like, who wrote this? And then we have the little gem salad as a starter, which is great because generally speaking, those kinds of salads are less on like the heavy dressing, like the heavy toppings and items like that. And then if you're craving pizza, which I love this, margarita is a relatively lower calorie option. And just remember to limit your portion to 1 or 2 slices. I think that for this as just like a straight shooting, like, hey, this is going to support you. It's going to be in balance with the options that you have at this menu. I think it's awesome. It's so good.
Cool.
Yeah. It
I
makes
mean, and this is interesting because the Shannon AI coach, like all I did was pasted the menu here. I didn't put any text of the menu. I put the URL link
right.
to the Pizzaiola menu here, and it just told me what to order by going to that website, reading it, and coming back. So you start to get this sense of like, this is like a friend and someone who can really help me stay on the right track, becomes sort of like the voice in my head that's helping me make the right choice. And that's really what this is about, is just having someone there to help you make the right choices in times where it feels hard to know what to do.
Yes, and it's actually helping to educate at the same time. So it's telling why. So it's not just saying little gem, roasted chicken, and a couple slices of pizza. It's saying these are the choices, and this is why this would be a good choice. And so then I think even with that, let's say, and again, we're just kind of testing this out to give us an experience. But what if we put in, I'm trying to think of, can you give me a second option for this menu? Because this is a wonderful first option. But like, sometimes we just like second options.
Here we go.
Yeah, see, oh, nice.
What do you think about this, Shannon?
I mean, I love it. This is also a wonderful menu. And it also starts to help individuals like the user to understand essentially what the balanced choices would be over time. So I think that's one of the bigger aspects is all of us learn through repetition. And so when we're using this, the more frequently we use it and the more we get this kind of feedback of like, okay, it's going to be like a salad or maybe a side of vegetables and a lean protein like rockfish or chicken, and then some sort of complex carbohydrate, that the more that we see that as being the referenced options, the more we're going to start to build that internal knowing for ourselves, which will really help to support, individuals who have been afraid to eat carbs in their life, because carbs are life, and just really kind of support this deeper understanding of what actually providing nourishment to our body might look like, and understanding the why behind it. So I think that's one of the really powerful aspects of having Shannon AI as, like what we're saying, like a pocket nutrition fairy, where you're like, ooh, I just need a little bit of support on this. And like, what do you think? And being able to have access to that at any time is such an incredible thing. And you're going to learn about what actual like nourishment feels like for you, while having this kind of support just at your fingertips. I think
Exactly. It's great for also recipes. I was looking into this on the fly as well. Like, what do I eat for breakfast? This is what I have in my fridge. And it'll come up with really great options according to your plan and what you like. So the more you talk to Shannon AI, the more it'll remember you. It has memory. So it'll know that you like, for instance, like if I say, great, I like the rockfish better, it'll remember that about me. And then it'll gear recipes more tailored to my taste, whether I'm cooking. And if I message Shannon AI and say, I only have a piece of fish at home and some spices, what do I cook? What do I make to make this delicious? It'll help me with that. So really on the fly, telling me what to do for support when I'm not sure where to go, just like you mentioned, the fairy in your pocket that's helping me along the way.
That's right. Yeah. And I also wanted to just highlight this because I hadn't seen it yet. If you will want to click on your plan
Sure.
and then go into the supplement section. So this is what I really appreciate, that Shannon AI works in stages. It's not going to give you everything at once because it's overwhelming for an individual to get so many recommendations at once. So it really works in the type of cadence that we would work with one-on-one clients in. So even at this point where it's talking about supplements, it's like at this stage, like stage 1, focus on getting your nutrition from whole foods. Like that's the basic stage. And what I really love about this as a practitioner is that we've been able to work with Miri.ai and really kind of mold ShannonAI Coach to work in the type of staging that we would as a one-on-one coaching platform, because there is really like this beautiful cadence to supporting individuals to realistically reach their goals.
Mm.
And so I wanted to point this out as well, is that all of this has been very intentionally planned. And then with that learning, then more recommendations, as you're saying, show up. And also, like, there's a reason why it's not just bombarding you with all of the information right out of the gate.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this feels really different than, we know this is AI. If you were to go into like Chat GPT, it just spits out like huge amounts of data and information. It's not personalized. It doesn't have memory of you. It doesn't feel like a coach, and it's not based on and trained on one provider.
Mm-hmm.
Scanning all of the internet, and it's hard to know what to trust. And
Yes.
when you go to Miri.ai and you go through the Shannon flow here, this program, you know that you're getting a Shannon-like experience that you can trust and that will help you meet your goals because they're based on your material.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really different experience. So this feels really human. It reaches out to me. It makes sure that I'm on track, and it gives me amazing content when I need it 24/7.
Which is so, so cool. And so with that, we have, do you want to talk about the challenge that's happening
Yeah,
currently? And also next week is like our last week of the challenge.
sure.
So, I mean, it just feels so appropriate because we're doing this right now. So we're currently running a challenge because obviously we're in this state of ShannonAI Coach where we want as many people to use it as possible, because the more individuals use it, the more it learns. It's just the way that it's, that it's designed. So we're running this challenge right now where, as you use Shannon AI and you do recipes or you navigate restaurant menus, you're going to get entered to win one of a few prizes over the course of, like, we started a couple weeks ago, but our next week is our last week. And so next week, our prize is having a session with me to actually go through and be able to walk you through in like fine-tuned detail what your plan can be in Shannon AI Coach. Like actually going, hey, let's go ahead and set your daily macronutrient ranges, see what Shannon AI Coach does, make any adjustments that we might want to make, kind of speak into where the lowest hanging fruit for your like your stuck spots are in life right now, what I would recommend, and how Shannon AI Coach will actually recommend the same thing. So that's what we're going to have as our prize for next week. And that's generally, the session itself is generally $350. So it's a free session with me, with Shannon AI Coach, to kind of go through. And so we have a starting session together, and then you get to use it moving forward. So we'll drop information about the challenge next Monday, so that you guys can really kind of get a full breadth of experience of what's possible with this platform.
We are so excited. And being here using this technology with such an incredible coach has been really rewarding. And ultimately, Shannon and I are both here so that we can help as many people as possible make the best choices in your life. And we feel like everyone deserves this education and deserves this level of coaching. And we're so excited to keep going.
Absolutely. Me too. It's just the beginning. Just the beginning, everyone. So we hope that you'll try it in the beginning and then continue as it just continues to evolve, as we all evolve, which is amazing. Okay,
Totally.
guys.
Thanks so much. And I want to say you can do it. You can totally reach those goals. Like, you got it, and we've got it. We've got a great support for you, but I believe in you if you're here and you're thinking about this and wondering about AI and wondering about, can I look good in a bathing suit this summer the way that I've wondered too? Like, you can do it, and we're going to help you.
Hell yes. I love it. Yes, absolutely. Just don't stop. That's the key. Just don't stop.
Totally.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching in the present or the future. Again, Amy, is there any like specific link? It's Shannon.ai that people can go to. And we'll, of course, link this.
If you go to Miri.ai, MIRI.ai, the first product that pops up is the Shannon product, and it's free.
Mhm.
So go on to Miri.ai and start your journey today.
Beautiful. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Amy. This was a blast.
Thanks, Shannon. That's great.
All right. Take care, everyone. See you next time.